Hello, everybody, and good morning, Vietnam. My name is Carix, with me is Milky Cereal, and today we have the privilege and the luxury of a special guest, Hankay, coming from GAM Esports. How are you today, Hankay?
It's pretty good, my friend. How are you guys?
I'm pretty good. How are you, Milky?
I'm doing all right. I'm chilling, nice and hot in the UK. So I thought, you know what? How about I don't go outside and instead get to do a sick podcast instead for an hour?
Yeah, sounds pretty great, honestly. And obviously we are super happy to have you here, Hankay, coach of GAM, who in the spring split did go undefeated, would have been the MSI rep, but you had to go get gold medals instead. Can't say we blame you for that one. But we're really happy to have you. And I want to ask just a super general question to start us off. How's the split going so far?
Oh, I would say in the beginning of the split, we actually fall behind a little bit. Maybe we just like so tired because we have the Games event, so we need to have a little time to like bounce back to our mentality, everything, and yeah, now I see everything is going to the right way, so it's okay.
That's clear. So just to while on the topic, I did actually want to ask you sort of what was that slow start to the split? So obviously you guys came in, you were undefeated in spring. We were all like, well, okay, they're just going to keep that up because it's not like anything really changed. Was it just you were tired and just needed a bit of rest?
The point is like when we are taking a rest, everyone else is going to training, practicing, and that's when they catch up before us.
That's fair enough. I was sitting there the whole time you guys were on that slump going, it's going to come one week where they're back. And as soon as Garm's back, you kind of can't underestimate them. But Milky, you've had some interesting
Yeah,
opinions so far on the
I have.
VCS.
I have had some interesting opinions. One of them is that Team Secret is the best team in the VCS. Let's go Secret. But no, I do have a whole bunch of questions for you as well, Hankay. So I guess, Carix, we can kind of alternate between them as we go down our list, so to speak. So my first question is: you mentioned how you've had a bad start to the split. What are your hopes for the remainder of the regular season? Do you see yourselves as being able to win the split, or is it you're just trying to be able to catch up and get into the top two?
Actually, every season that we are participating, we uh, we believe all the time that we're going to be the champion. So no one think that we're just going to catch up the top two and got a world ticket. We just want to win, every time.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
curious just to add on to that. When you guys look at it, do you see it as winning? What's more important to you, winning the VCS or going to Worlds? Like obviously one begets the other, but how do you think about it in your mentality?
So for me and for all of the member of my team, we focus on both of them because you win the VCS, you have a good start to play the world, and yeah, being good in world is the last thing we going to aim for this year because like win the VCS, you're going to do a good thing in world, and we aim for both of them.
Fair
Okay.
enough. Sorry, go ahead, Milky.
So, to kind of continue on this whole point on talking about the split is who do you see as GAM's biggest threat for the VCS title, and do you think that is also the same as the team that will finish second in the split?
So the first then the worst enemy of my team is our team.
Oh, for God's
Oh,
sake! I had a feeling you were gonna say that.
yeah. But actually, if you want me to spot our name for the stronger enemy, okay, I will say Deep Secret. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and so do them will be the I believe they will be the top two. The second team that go with us in the world.
Okay, so you think Team Secret's the real deal? Because there are some people in our community that, even though they're top of the rankings at the moment and they score wise, they're clearly very good. Some people still don't really think Team Secret's actually that good. So you disagree with them. You think Team Secret is a good team.
So it's like if they don't have so much mistake that they already have in the previous, because I believe that they can fix that and improve to have a chance to got a ticket in the world. I mean, like their mistake is so basic, actually very basic, and they just like when they play the game, they just unfocused, and they not focused enough in the game. So if they actually can fix this and improve it, they will be the strongest enemy of us and got a second ticket.
Fair enough. Sorry, if
Yeah,
I can jump in.
sorry, go.
On the topic of Worlds, while we're talking about it, how do you think the VCS actually will do? Where do you think the VCS really ranks amongst that sort of mix of PCS, VCS, NA?
PCS, VCS, and NA. Okay, I will say that you can put your PCS in front of NA.
Really? That's a bold
Yeah.
statement. All right. Quote
I mean,
GAM
I like
Hankay.
Yeah, I
VCS
mean,
better than NA.
I won't say that only GAM is stronger than NA or somehow, but I want to say VCS because I believe in the second seed of us, you know.
Okay, I mean,
I like that.
It's been discussed. Like overall, we've obviously VCS has missed a lot of international play. I think Saigon did us proud at MSI.
Yeah.
So you know, hell yeah. Let's
So-
keep it going.
I want to continue off this because I've had some very strong opinions on this question that I have been memed a little bit for already. But how well do you think both GAM and the VCS as a whole will do in Worlds this year?
Let's prepare for the final, I think.
And aim high, man. Sure.
Look,
Why not?
let's be honest. We should be glad that Hankay was humble enough to say that he didn't say that he was just going to win the whole thing with GAM.
Yeah, look, I mean,
Because-
Worlds
yeah.
is so
Sorry,
hard.
go on.
Worlds is really hard for minor regions. Like, if we're honest, because you get put in groups and it's just you have a Chinese and a Korean team in front of you, and it's like, well, let's hope it's Korea 3, because then we've got a shot. Because Korea 1, I don't know if you guys have been watching the LCK, but they're pretty good. But yeah, anyway, Worlds is still a long time away, so we will try and focus back on the split, I think. Milky, if you want to take us to the next question.
Sure. So for this question, Hankay, you're not allowed to respond with any current GAM player. So you might want to take this as being the second best, as you will. So who do you think is the best player in every role, excluding GAM players?
Okay. I will go for the easiest one. I will say in the bottom lane. Eddie and Taki is the bottom lane of mine.
Eddie, Milky.
Yeah.
Yes,
Vindicated.
Eddie supremacy.
He's my boy. He's my boy. So I believe in him.
Yep.
So Eddie.
Yulway, I
actually
hope
has-
you're listening to this. Sorry, go on, Hankay. Absolutely loving what you're talking about right now.
Okay, so for the mid lane, I would say, yeah, Artifact. One more from Team Secret.
Yeah, I think most of us agree with the Artifact pick. I think most of us
Yeah.
think he's pretty good.
The top lane is not actually the hardest for me. I would say Hazmat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe in him. Yeah, I believe in him. But the jungle is like, I need to consider something.
The jungle's definitely tricky because it's traditionally been such a strong
Yeah.
role in Vietnam.
Because I think I know. Yes. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, but if you allow me to say like 3 member of the team or not, because I already got 2 from the Team Secret.
Yeah,
and
no,
two
Yeah,
from
you
the-
can have 3 members from one
you
team.
can
Yeah.
say as many players from the same team as you want. You just can't use GAM.
Oh, I thought that you guys want someone from the other team.
Well, yeah,
No.
yeah,
It-
you can't say Levi because we know you'd say the GAM players in every
Yeah.
role. There's no fun there.
Yeah, I would say Penguin for the jungle.
Okay.
Thank you.
So-
Vindicated. I've been saying Penguin is really
You've
good.
got vindication, Carix. I've got vindication as well.
We're doing
Welcome.
great. I've been saying Penguin is really good, and he's up there with the other junglers. Like, okay, sure, he's not as good as Levi yet, but I think he's on the right track. And everyone's like, he's like the 7th best jungler in the league. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense, Your Way. Your Way is getting owned.
You're always just crying right now. Actually, who is casting on Thursday? Oh, I'm casting on against Genius on Thursday. Perfect. So I'm gonna make sure that I bring all of this up, especially for the Team Secret Whale series as well. Oh, I'm gonna love that. I think the one thing that's kind of caught me that I wasn't expecting was the Hazmed one, especially with how well Enpa and Hero have been performing this split, Hankay. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, on whether you think this has just been a bad split for Hazmed, and if he can go back to like the Hazmed that we've seen of him in previous splits, do you think that he is still, definitely a better top laner than Emperor and Hero?
It's actually, for everything that I know about Hazmet and Emperor and Hero as well, um, this season is not actually Hazmet's fault for everything. When you see he losing his lane or he losing the game, and you see when Team Secret is winning or leading the game, you still see Hero there somehow somewhere in the map for no reason. Yeah, some kind like that. And for Ember, I would say okay, first 50 minutes is your and the game is mine. Somehow like that.
Yeah,
So
that makes
if,
sense.
if based on that, Hazmat is still the one have more experience, more knowledge, and more calm to play the game than the rest of the top laners.
Okay. I like that. Shiki's mentioning in the chat, Hankay, that he thought you were a Hero fanboy.
He's my brother, but I know I need to say the truth.
Oh, brilliant. Carix, do you want to take the next question?
So that was a pretty big question. So we'll zoom it back with just a really quick fire question. Who's more broken, Zeri, Siva, or Callista?
Can I say style?
Carix, you forgot. We need to put the GAM clause. You can't say a GAM player for every single question.
Okay, no. This is fine. We're just getting the feedback. We'll send that off to Riot, and now they know that they have to nerf style.
Yeah.
So he has to build GAs on Samira again. Just get that 35-minute pause.
He's only allowed to play Yumi ADC, and he's still going to just clap on every bot lane in the league.
But actually, if for the answer, I would say until now, Zeri and Sivir is on the same place, and the other is Kalista. So which means Zeri and Sivir are going to first, and
Right.
Kalista go from the second.
And yet, teams will still ban Callista and let people get Zeri. I'm talking to you, every other VCS coach that's not Hankay. I'm sick of it. Ban Zeri. I'm sick of it. If Uji can pop off and carry on that champion, it's a problem.
I think you mean if Ariete can pop off and carry on that champion,
Same
it's
thing.
a problem. Same thing. Okay, Hankay, I've got another question. So earlier on in this split, I can't remember when or how many series that happened, but I think it was in the LPL or the LCK. They had a new system where the champions that were picked in was it LPL?
It was the LDL.
Oh,
LDL.
LDL.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was fearsome draft. Yeah. They're still doing
So-
it. It's just like how they do it now.
Oh, are they still doing it?
I think so.
Okay, so for those people who are watching and don't know, essentially the system is whichever champions got picked in game 1 of a series, they would effectively be added to the ban list in game 2. So my question to you, Hankay, is that something that you would like to see in the VCS at some point or at international tournaments?
I would like that because that's going to show me and show you guys how the coach gap is.
Okay.
That's what I think.
If-
I would love to see it, honestly.
Also, as well, Spoods would be happy because it's more chance to see Elise. Or maybe he's going to get more upset because he still won't see an Elise.
Yeah, I think it's a cool system. Honestly, this game has so many champions that are just like almost good enough to be picked in pro. Just forcing people a little bit further down the roster, I think, is a really good thing. So I'd like to see it. I don't think it would ever become like the top format, and probably shouldn't. But it's a cool thing.
Actually, if that happened for VCS, maybe we will see Levi Ellis.
Elise,
Maybe.
Okay, lock it in. Okay, we're gonna go talk to our contacts at every other team and say, okay, you have to ban 3 junglers so that Levi has
Just
to pick
ban
Elise.
5 junglers.
Yeah, 5 jungle bans, please.
Right,
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, you
No, go ahead.
go first, Carix.
No, that's okay.
Okay, so my question for you, Hankay, is in the next week of the VCS, I think we're moving on to patch 12.14. Will we see a Neela?
I think this is something that in the rule. I might not answer
Is it still banned?
Oh,
I
Is it still
mean,
banned?
yes or no. I don't know. I can say it public or not. I can say it, right?
Okay, if Neela
sorry.
isn't banned,
Don't answer if you think you're exposing a strat. We
Yes.
don't want you to like expose a strat, but if it's allowed in the VCS, I assume that's public. You'd know better than us.
Oh yeah. So maybe just move on to the next question.
Okay. Fair enough.
okay,
let's
move on. I'll let you go then first,
Yeah,
Carix.
okay.
If you've got a question.
So kind of getting back into it. Overall, this has been a really close split in the VCS. I think it's started to like break apart now, but the first few weeks, it really looked like we had 7 teams that were all fairly evenly matched. Outside of, say, GAM and Secret, if you think that's the top 2, who do you think actually fills out the last 2 playoff spots?
TW and SGB.
TW and SGB. So you think SBTC doesn't make it?
I believe in my boy. I don't disrespect on SE, but I believe in my boy. So
Fair
I
enough.
say TW and SGB.
Okay.
I was not expecting the Wales answer.
I mean, Wales,
Good.
Wales when they play, Wales, and I'll say this like because I don't have to worry about being disrespectful. I'm sure you can say this, Hankay. When they get their shit together, they're a really good team. When Glory and Killer Queen play at a high level, they're a really, really good team. I just wish they could do it more than 1 in 10 games.
The other thing I'd like to add on to that is I'm going to do, strength of schedule. Team Wales, these are the 4 teams that they've got left to play. Team Secret, SBTC, GAM, and who's the final one? Saigon Buffalo. So they've got to play one of the 4 best teams. Meanwhile, SBTC have Saigon Buffalo, Team Wales, Cerberus, and Team Secret. So
that's a pretty hard run as well.
With the exception
Everyone
of maybe
is hard
Cerberus,
run.
these are really difficult strength of schedules. But so I'm essentially saying, I don't know if you're aware of the strength of schedules, but considering that right now Team Wales need to win 2 series more than SBTC with 4 series remaining, do you think that they have what it takes to be able to do that?
Yeah, I believe them, bro.
Fair enough.
Actually, I believe
I like
them.
that.
All right, fair enough.
I like that. I can't wait for Wales to beat GAM on the penultimate day.
Oh, no, not me.
Or you just absolutely slaughter them and ruin your own prediction. I will make sure that that we remember this prediction come that series.
I mean, it's okay for them to lose against us, right? And then they still got
True.
into the top 4. Yeah. I have family to feed, bro. Don't predict that.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Carix, I'll give it back to you then if you've got one.
I'm just trying to even sort of recover. So one other thing I wanted to ask about, and again, if you can't answer this, that's fine. Just tell us to move on. We know that B was out because he was sick, but Elio actually played really well. How do you handle that? Because you've got B, who is pretty much the best support in the league. I don't think there's too much argument about that. But then you've got Elio sitting behind him, who is good enough to play. How do you as a coach actually handle that?
So for everyone that understand the situation and know that how PA perform in the game. Uh, so you guys will know that the reason why we have Elio is because the health condition from PA is actually that bad
Right.
from the start of the season, actually that bad. And he need a lot of time to go to the hospital, and he don't have much time to like training, practicing. So before the league, we actually plan for another support. So just in case that Pierre got some problem that he cannot play the game,
Hmm.
uh, it's like when Kia got sick before,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, somehow like that. We need to got someone who good enough for playing the high level of us. So yeah, we choose Elio, and actually he doing really good. But
Yeah.
yeah, the first choice is always Pierre.
Yeah. I
Is
mean,
the truth. Yeah.
Bo is ridiculous. He's insanely good. I guess Milky, unless you want to jump in, I do have a follow up question because
Oh, go with your follow-up
because
question.
you said that if you weren't allowed to pick GAM players, obviously you had Taki as the best support outside of your own team. Um, I wanted to ask you, how did that initial like leap onto the scene of that SGB roster, did that have like an impact on you as a coach? Because I feel like they played a more scripted style in like the first 10 minutes of the game than we've ever seen in the BCS. And I think Taki was a huge part of that.
Can you ask again?
So when SGB first had that like big split in summer of 2021 and then again in spring this year, they
Oh yeah.
played like you could watch them for the first 10 minutes and you could essentially see the coach telling them where to go. Obviously not literally, but they'd practiced it. How did like did you guys have to change your style at all to counter that, or did you just go back to we're better players?
So that play style have some weak side and some great side. For that, it's like you if you play on something that you planned before, somehow you will lose your reaction skill,
Mm-hmm.
and that not actually that good. As you can see, LCK did that before. They follow the plan. They just keep doing what they prepare before, and when they meet the LBL style, like they play with the reaction for every moment in the game, quick reaction, and they fall behind because like they they didn't expect what LBL does. Uh, that's why sometimes RGB got fall behind because the other team play more aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't know to do anything, just keep follow the plan before. But if they actually can follow the plan, you can see how snowball they play, how macro they play in the mid game and the late game. The previous game against Secret, they play very good about that.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is when you play follow the plan, you need to prepare for unexpected from the opponent.
Right.
That's the point.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. For sure. Because yeah, I think SGB is a super interesting team. Um, I still don't know what happened to them in winter, but anyway, moving on.
There is a question from Yulway in the Twitch chat, which is, Hankay, if you had to give one of your players MVP, would you give it to Bia again?
I would die for it again.
Love
Fair
it.
enough.
Okay, so I've got a quick question, which is, which champion do you think should be removed from the game first, Yumi or Yi?
Where the third option?
Is the third option style?
No, no. Open that question up. If you had to delete one
Yeah,
champ,
yeah.
if you could delete one champion from the game, who would it be?
Can I say Alice? Alice
Ah,
Queen is not shut down at the moment. I scared at
Yep. Okay.
the
We'll let Spoots know that it's Elise taken out.
sorry.
Now we're gonna find out what Spoons' like second champion for that he wants to be played is.
Also, I apologize for the Windows noises. My headphones were dying. Sorry, guys. Real professional. But getting back in, just another quick one. Who, assuming that GAM doesn't win Worlds, like, you know, let's put that out of the equation just for now. Who do you think gets it, LPL or LCK?
To win this world, right?
To win Worlds, yeah. And bonus question. Oh my god, I'm just gonna take those off. Sorry everyone on stream. Bonus question: which team is gonna do it?
Because the season is not end
Yeah,
yet.
I know.
So based on what we see, the result from now on, I would say Team One.
T1
winning the.
Okay.
I would say Team One from now, not the entire season.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I was expecting, especially after the LPL versus LCK analysis, I thought you were going to go with the LPL and go with Victory 5 or someone like that. Okay, I do have a question for you, not related to the previous one. If you had to play a game of League, whether you were drafting for GAM, and you were told that you had to either draft a full AP team or a full AD team, which of the two would you draft, and which champions would you be picking for each role?
I would go for the full ID team and play the early aggressive to end the game fast.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well,
Okay, I want to follow up just on like bad drafting decisions. What is with
Go on.
Levi and Carix? Because he picks he has this like pocket pick, and don't get me wrong, we love watching it, but he doesn't win on it. So what is going on?
Actually, we have a pretty good result from Kazik, but actually the match from Kazik against Talon is our mistake, so I cannot have any excuse for that.
Fair enough.
But Kazik is still a strong champion from us, to be honest.
Yeah, just like
to be fair, it's
just
two
like
wins
Sej-
from 3 series.
Yeah, fair. Just like Sejuani Top's been really strong for you guys as
Oh,
well, right?
God.
Very fun.
No, I mean, no, Kiaya's had a huge bounce back, which is good. Good to see, because I think this split, particularly early in the split, was the first time we've ever really seen Kiaya challenged.
One more thing
Go
I want
ahead.
to add from the Sejuani for Kia. I mean, like, I don't say how many times that he played Sejuani in Scream, okay? But his win rate is 100%. Okay?
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, but
There's
like
one
the
time.
first game, just we flip over and then we stop playing that champion anymore. Such.
But I mean, it gives us some peace of mind knowing that it had been prepped. I don't know if that makes it better or worse, that series now against SBTC.
Man,
I'm
Emperor's
gonna.
done that to half the league. Let's be real.
I mean, Emperor's done that to half the league, but then Kiaya's gone off and played Nara into Irelia and won the matchup like 3 different times. So I don't really know anymore. I've got a question on Beat. We've seen him roaming on Yumi of all things, which is not something I'd expect to see. Is there any champion that this guy can't roam on? And if you put him on like a Pike or a Bard, are we going to see the Earth have a meltdown from how much roaming BA does?
Yeah, like he can go anywhere, anytime. Actually, when I watch him in Scream or watch him in the official match, sometimes I don't even notice that he got away. It's so fast.
Another like sort of drafting related question. We've noticed a huge, not so much actually from GAM. It's mostly from other teams. But I just wonder if you have any theories. Anyway, Nocturne has suddenly gone up in priority, like a huge amount. Even though I don't think the champion is that strong. He's not terrible, but I don't think he's that great. What's with the Nocturne priority?
So Nocturne is actually pretty fit with our region because why? Because we know that we are the aggressive list, right?
Mm-hmm.
But not actually aggressive for all the time. Like in the beginning, we just only have a few gangs, few contact from each other, and if you actually have good vision, have good info about the enemy jungle, you can actually got a safely landing phase, and that's when Nocturne got the advantage when he can like use the jungle pressure on level 6 to like focus on farming and then play a surprise engage. And actually, that's why because VZ is stronger about engage, but we not actually as good at LBL. So sometimes like position of carry got some mistake. They spot out, they step out of the team. So that's when Nocturne can catch up pretty easy.
Okay.
That's why.
Interesting.
I do have one more question, and now I'm out of questions, which is, which team do you think is worse or better, however you want to phrase it, Genius or AS Esports?
Afraid of what? I mean,
Which team do you think is worse, or will finish at the bottom of the league?
I would say GA.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, that team, there's something wrong. ASE, they've got some promising rookies. Honestly, like they need a split or two to get it together. But Uji, he's got potential. That kid's kind of nuts at times. Though, let's see how he does when he doesn't have Zeri. But yeah, we're sort of we're through a lot of our sort of prepped questions, so we just kind of want to go into a bit more of just a holistic discussion of the split, things that are coming up, and that. Outside of your own games, what are some big games that you're really looking forward to coming up in the VCS?
Why what?
Like we're just like sort of moving on into a bit more of a open discussion kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, is there any big games in the VCS that you're looking forward to watch that outside of your own games?
Outside of League of Legends?
No, outside of GAM's games, like
Outside of
ones,
GAM
yeah.
games. I mean, I watch every games, but the most is actually the most I watch is like NLC and LFL from like
Oh, right.
Master League, you know.
Okay,
That's
cool.
when I see like a new meta, new idea, some kind of that. And actually, I got really good relationship with the coaching staff, so I can knew what inside of them. And when I watch them, I mean like they can bring out some fresh pick, fresh champion, fresh start, you know,
Cool.
and not just like basic LBL, LCK. Of course, I don't watch any.
Of course. Why would you? You've got
Um,
VCS.
I've, I've got I've got a follow up question from that because every now and then, I think specifically when GAM are playing actually, but I'm not sure. I see Torok in the chat, who is the coach for JDXL. So, Hankay, who do you think is going to win EU Masters? JDXL or one of the LFL teams?
I want to say LDLC or Game World, actually. But I still believe in my friends from GDSL.
Well, we will see.
Maybe they can meet in the final.
Have you been watching much EU? What do you think of the EU teams this year? Because a lot of the takes on Twitter from European like personalities are not very positive.
You mean LEC, right?
Yeah, LEC, like
Yeah.
world could go to Worlds,
I'm okay. I believe the first team going to Worlds. I wouldn't say Fnatic.
What?
Because like
What?
I watched the game based on the coach, not the player.
Okay.
So I got huge believe in the coach. So I want to say Fnatic first.
All right.
I don't care the rest actually.
To be honest, if there is one coach that I would put my faith in, apart from you, Hankay, it is probably Yamato Gannon. But that is the most audacious answer I have
That
heard
is-
for the entirety of the day.
That is a hot take. I love it. That's blistering. But Hankay, clearly a follower. He's gone to the mountain. He's gone to the Yamato school of meditation. You love to see it. So coming back to Vietnam a little bit, we sort of chatted about the rest of the world. How do you think the VCS has been doing just overall? Because we obviously had 2 years where we didn't get to compete internationally. Do you think the VCS has kept up with the rest of the regions? Do you think we've gotten better, like relative? Obviously, everyone gets better every year, but relative to everyone else, do you think we're catching up? We're falling behind? How do you think we're doing?
I think we have strong enough to play with them 50-50, you know.
Okay.
For I mean, I talk for the whole region, not like in the top one or top two teams.
Yeah.
For the whole region, I mean, we are actually, I believe, 50-50 with like NA or AU enough for them play. I mean, like we can win them somehow. Sometimes easy, sometimes it's quite hard. I don't know, but actually we are not that weak anymore. So I believe we can do a lot better this year.
Good. I'm hoping so because as I said, I think the Buffaloes did us proud at MSI. I was really nervous when I saw that group with DFM and T1. I was a little bit scared, but we got through, and no one can really shit on the VCS quite as much. But yeah, hopefully GAM get that first seed, go to groups, make playoffs, easy. Do something NA can't do. But yeah, we can sort of start heading towards wrapping up. Milky, do you have any sort of final things you want to talk about?
I don't actually. I think I'm all out of questions, Carix.
Really? Milky doesn't have anything to say. That's a first. Well, I mean, Hankay, let's go over to you. Do you have anything you want to get on the record? Anything you want to just say while people are watching?
Yeah, so I want to say some of my opinion about how this year VCS go.
Okay.
As I can see, like in the beginning, every game is like high level somehow like that, right? Because everyone is losing and winning, and nobody is like the perfect in the early of the league. And after the first leg, we start to like losing and winning, but the game is like more crazier, and people keep start to like to say about how VCS is going back to our nature way. We are not playing in the high level anymore, but actually we already on the high level, and the game that you guys are watching right now is actually can compare with the LBL and FCK already. If you guys actually notice a lot of detail in the game that we actually on the high level, and in this world, whoever team that go to world this year, we going to make the banger. Trust me.
I will hold you to that, Hankay. I hope you do. Obviously, we are all rooting for you, or whoever ends up at Worlds. Obviously, we can't be as biased. Because who knows? It's still a long split. Oh, it's not actually that long, about 3 weeks left, isn't it? Left in it. But yeah, this is...
2 weeks excluding playoffs.
Yeah, 2 weeks excluding playoffs. I mean, look, I'm super excited. I think this has been one of the best splits to watch in the VCS so far. I mean, the fact that we're already at like 105 games played kind of says how close a lot of the teams are, because everything goes to 3 games. I agree. I think the VCS is at a very high level. There's obviously a few mistakes that still need to get cleaned up. I think... Well, actually, I do have one more question before we wrap up, because I was actually wanted to ask this, but it slipped my mind. When the durability patch came out, did that actually like quite hurt the VCS? Because the way I saw it was the VCS played this skirmish heavy style where you tried to have contact with the enemy, but it didn't work after the VCS after the durability patch. Sorry, because instead of getting a kill, you just leave them on 200 health. Did that actually hurt you guys, or do you think it hurt the VCS in general?
So nothing hurt VCS play style till now. Nothing.
Okay.
We keep playing the same, but like everyone is master of that, so you don't see actually a much of that in the beginning like before. not because of any change, just because we improve.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. And with that, I think we can start wrapping it up. Thank you, everyone who has come and watched. I think we've gotten through all the questions that I saw that were super relevant. So thank you so much, Hankay, for coming on. We always love having you here. We always love having a bit of insight from the team. And good luck to GAM. Hopefully you guys do manage to keep climbing the rest of the table. I said, and I'm on record on the cast, that whoever won out of you guys in SGB last week was the best team in the league. And you guys won. So best team in the league, according to me at least. Milky, thank you for being here with me as well. And everyone in chat, thank you for watching. Do feel free to subscribe, hit the donate button, whatever, however you want to support us. Join the Discord, follow us on Twitter, follow Hankay on Twitter as well, at Coach Hankay. You can see it on screen. And with that, we bid you all good night, sleep well, and we'll see you on Thursday for more VCS action.